and real person.
Yes, it is. It really does make you honor the spirit that built it. No kidding. And we'll be back to Sam later, but now we have a GMA consumer investigation that uncovered truly startling information about the safety of safe deposit boxes and other accounts. It turns out that states can seize your property, use the money, your money, to balance their budgets. How on earth is this possible? GMA consumer correspondent Elizabeth Leamy is here. Good morning, Eli.
Good morning. We are talking about unclaimed property here, which consists of things like forgotten apartment security deposits, uncashed dividend checks, and yes, safe deposit boxes abandoned when an elderly relative dies. Banks and other businesses are required to turn that property over to the state for safekeeping. In fact, the 50 U.S. states are holding more than $32 billion worth of unclaimed property. Problem is, states return less than a quarter of it to the rightful owners.
Maybe they should be called not-so-safe deposit boxes. Carla Ruff's box was drilled, seized, and turned over to the state of California. Owner unknown.
I was appalled.
Unknown? Carla's name was right on documents in the box. So was her address, a house about 6 blocks from the bank. Carla had a checking account at the bank, too. Still does, and receives regular statements. Plus, she has receipts showing she's the kind of person who paid her box rental fee.
They're zealously uncovering accounts that are not unclaimed.
What's worse, Carla discovered the loss when she went to her box to retrieve important paperwork she needed because her husband was dying. Those papers had been shredded, and that's not all.
She's wearing the pearls.
Her great-grandmother's precious natural pearls and other jewelry had been auctioned off, sold for less than $1,800, even though they were appraised for $82,000.
These things were things that she gave to me, and I valued them because I loved her.
Carla Ruff is not alone. Attorney Bill Palmer represents her and countless other citizens in a class action lawsuit.
They figured that the safety deposit box was safer than keeping it under their mattress. And in the case of a lot of citizens, they were wrong, weren't they?
Some states keep unclaimed property in a special trust fund, but others, like California, dump it into the general fund.
You acknowledge that you inherited a situation where the state was using this free money.
That's absolutely correct.
In fact, ABC News obtained an internal memo in which the attorney for the Bureau of Unclaimed Property argued against expanding programs to notify rightful owners. He wrote it could well result in additional claims of monies that would otherwise flow into the general fund.
What we've done here over the last 2 decades has been dead wrong, right? We've kept the property and not provided owners with the best opportunities to get their property back.
It's not just safe deposit boxes. A British man went to retire and discovered that the $4 million in U.S. stock he had been counting on had been seized and sold for just $200,000 years earlier. A Sacramento family lost out on railroad land rights ancestors had owned for generations.
If I'd hang on to it, would be millionaire, multimillionaire.
And it's not just California. In Delaware, unclaimed property is the 3rd largest source of state revenue. Idaho now keeps unclaimed property permanently if the rightful owners don't claim it within 10 short years. And all 50 states pay private contractors to seize accounts for them. It's an inherent conflict of interest. The more rightful owners are found, the less money the contractors make. And let's face it, in the internet era, most people are easy to find.
Do you see your own address on there?
I do.
I found you in about 5 minutes. So what's preventing you from finding the rightful owners of all this property?
No, we're making our best efforts.
If California does get better at reuniting people with their property, that could present another challenge. Remember, right now the state spends the money.
It's like the last guy in a line at a pizza parlor. There's only so much pizza. At the end, when I get up to the counter to claim my pizza, there may be no pizza for me.
I don't want my legacy to say I continued a broken program. I want my legacy to say that, this guy was the guy who truly cared about the people and returned their money.
But of course, it's impossible to return Carla Ruff's precious family heirlooms.
Carla has settled with her bank, Bank of America, which says it deeply regrets the situation. And last year, the courts ordered California to stop seizing people's property until it made reforms, and several of those changes are now in place.
But as little as 3 years can allow them to come in and do this, right?
That's right. They just wait 3 years and then they consider the account abandoned.
Quick tips for everybody?
First of all, make contact at least once a year, so there's no way that your property can be considered abandoned. The other thing is to make a list of your accounts and keep it with your will so your heirs will know where to look. And if you want to search for property in your name, you don't have to pay somebody to do that. You can go right to our website, and we've provided a couple links where you can do that for free.
Okay, this was a mouth dropper for
Yes.
all of us. No idea. Thanks so much. And again, the website can help. Coming up next, the explorers of the future, what they see.